We're talking about how to read the Bible, and we're going to spend some time talking about the New Testament. That's that second half of the Bible, and it has 27 books in it. So if you're looking at your Bible, kind of go to that second half. And what the New Testament is, it's made up mostly of accounts of the life of Jesus. See, these are called the Gospels. Then you start to see the account of the early church, how the church began, and the rest of the New Testament really is letters. It's like we get to read the mail of other people, written to people and some of those churches. So if you're considering reading the Bible or are new to it all, this is a great place to start. Start with the life of Jesus. Those are those first 4 books, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They're all accounts of when Jesus walked on this earth, and this is going to be the best place to encounter Jesus and learn who he was. You can read his words and see his stories and see how often he turned culture on its head. And in a subversive way, he was moving forward the plan that God had all along to restore relationship with us and him. In John, which is one of those Gospels, Jesus is described as the Word and as the light. He's the one that God gave us to show us, to shine light, and to speak into how we should shape our lives. And so as we talk about how to read the Bible, start with Jesus' life. See, the Gospels are also so important because they're showing us the culmination of what that plan is that God had for us. God began that at the very beginning of the Bible, saying, I want to be in relationship with my people, and here's where we see that happen. The Gospels are telling us about the death and the resurrection of Jesus, and this is what changed everything. There were all kinds of promises in the Old Testament that point to this. That old way of doing everything can be changed because of Jesus. Jesus brought in a new way, and it wasn't just for the people in the New Testament, it's for us too. So as you explore the Bible, sit with this Easter story and realize this is where you can find yourself. This entire story of the Bible is the story of God and you and how he wants to be in relationship with you. And so after those 4 books that talk about the life of Jesus, there's this one book called Acts. This comes after Jesus dies and is resurrected and goes back to heaven, and the people that are left are figuring out how do we live life the way Jesus wanted to. And this is the beginning of the church, the early church. It's the movement, the starting of that movement of people learning to follow the way that Jesus lived. And that's you and I. That has still continued as we live. You may or may not be familiar with church. That may be not a part of what you do, but this is where we find ourselves. And the book of Acts highlights the explosion of the church, the people coming to know Jesus and how to live that out. And then the rest of the New Testament really are a bunch of letters written from leaders that are following Jesus to other people saying, here's how you as a community of people can best live the way Jesus wants you to. And that's also a beautiful place for us to go to learn how we are instructed to live out what the words of Jesus are for us. So wherever you find yourself trying to figure out how to read the Bible, as you sit in the New Testament, you're going to find instruction for your life. You're going to learn more about who Jesus is for you. And you're going to see examples of how other people imperfectly tried to live that out. As you look at the Bible and start to read any of the pages, know that it's going to point you to Jesus and what that means for the full life that he has for you.